Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today is a video that is a little different from usual because usually we talk about music production, we talk about how to make your music sound better, we talk about learning how to play guitar, we talk about so many good stuff about music. But today the topic is a little bit different. It is music related, but it isn't about tips or tricks or anything like that. It's actually a little bit about about myself, I would say. I mean, not myself, but rather the studio, the production side of things, how things are going. So I don't like to do videos about my life because the idea of this channel is to share good stuff about music, and also because I don't believe in Big Brother type of content where people talk about their private lives and to make views and that sort of stuff. But this time is a little different. This is something that probably other people can relate to. It is about my life. It is about what happens here, basically. And probably this sort of things, especially for this time, a lot of people can relate to. And I think it's really important to share my story about this what is happening right now, because probably somebody can relate to, and maybe somebody else is in the same type of situation. So maybe we can talk about this, and especially who owns a music production type of business or any type of business really. So I thought to share, maybe it can be helpful for someone. So now I've been a musician all my life, basically. I mean, I remember I have photos of me 3 years old playing instruments, and I can't remember of a day in my life without music. So basically I studied so much that it's been 20 years now probably that I've been studying, considering all the schooling, private lessons, and then the conservatorium and all these things. And then I reached to here, which is basically I'm a music producer, I'm a music teacher, and I do contents for YouTube, for social media about music. I play gigs, I make productions, and I help people to make great productions. So basically that's what I do, and this is all the result of what I've done, what I have made for 20 years, which is music. Now, a lot of you know that music is unfortunately not just about knowledge, but is about technology, about gear, having the right gear, buying the right gear, and so many things. Keeping a studio up, which is, 4 walls, which are not just 4 walls. You need like, insulation, you need acoustic treatment, so many things, so many expensive things. You need current and electricity and all these things that usually you need for your normal home, but you need it for another place. So these are all things that you need to consider when you do this sort of business. And just like any type of business, there's a lot of expenses involved, and you need to take care of all these things. So I've started doing YouTube. I've started doing all these things, and I've learned a lot of things from YouTube. I mean, for example, I've learned how to stand in front of a crowd without a face. I learned how to manage social media in an efficient way, and I also learned how to do new things for my job, which is great. So, but cutting to the story short, I've started all this because I had a dream in my life. It was to produce music and make music my job. Now, I remember back in the day when I used to record with a Tascam 2, which was a real bad, type of audio interface with real bad ADDA converters. It was really bad. I mean, okay, it was fine for $100, but obviously when you start raising the level up, you actually understand what is a good audio card. Anyway, since then I've never stopped dreaming about making records, and one day I thought I wanted to have a professional recording studio. So after more than 10 years since I've started making production, here I am, October 2019, last year, cutting the rope. I mean, can you say that in English? I don't know. Anyway, cutting, opening for business, and finally opening a production studio, a proper studio. I mean, I was doing music business type of things related, but I didn't have a proper studio where I could work. So in 2019, I opened this studio up, basically, and I was so happy. And finally, stopped having to deal with people coming at my house to record, and I could actually properly get it paid for, and I did, which is and it was a hell lot of work, but I wasn't expecting much at first. I mean, I thought, you start and you have slowly get clients and that sort of thing, but hey, the first months were actually really great, and I managed to get more jobs than I thought. I actually managed to pay rent, which I didn't think for the first months, and and it was amazing. I started doing commercials, jingles, getting paid to make records, tracks, and so life was really good. I was really happy about it because I thought, wow, this could actually be, I could actually, keep it up for a good period of time. So I went on for November, December 2019, January, February, and then it came March. Now, I live in Italy, and in Italy, unfortunately, from March on, Italy was put in lockdown, so nobody could go anywhere and nobody could do anything. Basically, anybody had to stay home, and so that meant that I couldn't go to work at my studio. So even if I did, no one could manage to come anyway, because lockdown and all that sort of thing. So nobody could come and work on their songs in the studio anyway. So it was a real hard time, and seriously, I didn't know if I would have managed to keep the studio up. But in the meantime, I was teaching, so to keep things up, and luckily lockdown was out in May, so I managed from May on to actually, get some clients and start to make some new records again. But things were going a little slow, so nothing came back really like it used to, especially because most of my jobs at the start were advertising related, and working with radios and that sort of thing. So obviously, when there's no much people spending money and go to restaurants and so on, there's not much advertisement because, restaurants, companies, they don't advertise their products because people don't buy the products unless they're maybe, COVID related, I guess. But nobody, I think, has ever advertised COVID stuff. I hope. Anyway, that's another story. So, luckily though, I managed to make my way through June, July, and September. I thought, all right, we're going to start all over. We're going to make it. So I had all the best intentions to keep it up and manage to at least pay rent and keep the studio up and running. And then unfortunately, a few days ago from now, which I'm doing this video, the Italian government has declared a state of emergency again, which is not technically lockdown, but it is going to be anytime soon a lockdown, probably. And most likely because, if the cases of coronavirus will go up, then eventually all the, they already locked down, they already closed most of the restaurants from 11 p.m. So which means they're slowly trying to close all the businesses because they cannot manage the spreading of the virus. So today I'm sitting at the studio thinking, if Italy goes back down in lockdown, I don't think I'll manage to reopen again. And I don't know what to say. As far as I'm concerned, I'm already managing everything by myself, which is, talking with clients, deciding budgets. Sometimes it's hard to convince people of budgets because you spend hours talking to them, showing them the work that you need to do for their work, and they're trying to take off money because they want cheaper stuff and all that sort of thing, right? And people forget about paying you, or they don't want to pay you at all. They say they want to do the job, and then they move out, and all these sort of things, right? And people say they don't have money to pay you, and then they go on holidays, as you do, right? Because if you don't have money, you go to holidays anyway. And on top of that, you have to think, how am I going to manage to survive another pandemic? Well, to be honest, I don't know right now. All I know is that a lot of my jobs have gone down already because of the situation that we're going through right now. And I'm seriously, in these couple of days, I'm struggling to pay rent. So right now, I don't really know what to do because, I can't convince people, and people are getting a little slower on making records and stuff because obviously they think I can't make records right now. I can't get into a studio and actually work on a record if there's problems about viruses and stuff. So the only thing I thought of doing now is opening a crowdfunding and open it to anyone that feels or wants to help this whole thing to stay up and running. And I mean, I thought, why would you, maybe that you're watching this, help this thing stay up? Well, I thought, guys, I can do services for you. So if you guys feel that you want to help me keep the studio up, keep the channel up and running in the best way possible, obviously I can exchange with this great help that you're giving me through services. Maybe you need to record something, maybe you need a song, maybe you want a song idea, maybe you want a lesson about production. I mean, guys, I can do all of this for you. If you guys help, it will be just an amazing thing for this really hard moment, because I mean, I'm putting this word out there that really I wouldn't want to say these things in front of a crowd. What I would love to say as a musician, I would love to show you my next record. I would love to show you my next production. I would love to show you all the great things that are happening, but I mean, sometimes you need to also share the bad things that happen, and not just because it's a bad things, you don't have to share them. Sometimes sharing it really helps us to actually bond a lot more together. So I hope if you guys have a problem like this, if you guys are struggling like I am right now, please, share it with us. We can help you. We can give you a hand, because I know how many people in the music business right now are having so much trouble, and we guys need to really stand together. We really need to bond together to make sure we manage through this time. It is really hard. I mean, music is such a hard business in these situations. We have so many things that we cannot do from our home, that we really need to stand together. So guys, if you need help, please write in the comments. Please, share with us your story. I'll be more than delighted to talk about your story as well. So guys, I hope to see you next time, and hopefully next time I'll say that always going for the better, so we can go on and go for other production tips, free plugin tips, and so much more, and to listen to new productions and all this great stuff. So until then, hope you all the best, and I hope you guys are doing amazing, and I hope to see you very soon next time. Thanks, guys.